I shouldn't have to chase you.
Yeah, why are you making me chase you?
Exactly. Why are you making me chase you? Hi, and welcome to the SaVeg podcast.
I'm Rose, also known as Cheap Lazy Vegan on YouTube.
And I'm Daniel, one of your favorite guest stars on Cheap Lazy Vegan's YouTube channel.
We're two friends who love to talk about the latest trending topics.
So get comfortable and join us while we give our SaVeg take on just about everything.
You are currently listening to the previous episode of this podcast, but if you would like to listen to this week's episode and get some exclusive content, go over to patreon.com/thesavagepodcast. Hello, everyone.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back to another episode of the SaVeg podcast.
Damn, we're back again this
We're
week.
back again pre-recording.
Yes.
I apologize, guys.
Why are we pre-recording, Rose?
Because someone is traveling again.
Someone being you.
That someone is me. It's for
Yeah.
work, okay?
Yeah.
Guys, I can't say no to these work things, okay?
This is true. This is very true.
I mean, I can say no, but...
You don't want to.
I mean, it's work.
Exactly.
Anyways. So, I'm doing a work trip.
Are you allowed to say where you're going?
I'm probably not going to say... you know what? No, I'm already there.
Okay. Oh, yeah, right. You're right.
So, I will be going to Korea. Oh my
damn.
God. My motherland.
God damn, it'd be where you were born.
It'd be my motherland.
Where are you born in Korea?
I'll be born in Korea. South Korea.
God damn.
A little city called Pohang.
Pohang.
So basically what's happening is I'm going for a week. Yeah. The work thing is a week. But because I haven't been to Korea in like literally 11 years.
10 years. Oh,
11 years. I feel the need to go and see my family, at least for a few days. And my relatives live in 2 different cities mainly. So I'm going to be a few days in one city and a few days in the other. So I'll be gone for another almost 3 weeks.
Awesome. Great, guys.
So that's why we are pre-recording once again.
Yeah, and if any of you guys saw my little solo episode that I had to do
Yes.
while Rose was away for the other trip she was on.
I didn't realize you needed me so much, Daniel.
I do. I need you desperately. So that's why I was like, Rose, you're going, but we're going to pre-record all of these episodes. Because like...
But Daniel, I listened and you were fine. You were just
know.
too nervous.
I was too nervous.
I don't know why you was nervous. You did great.
I don't know. It's just different.
I know.
when
It's
like,
very strange.
Like I hated it being by myself. Like
That's
at least
so
this,
funny.
we have like banter and
That's
everything.
true, yes.
And even like just talking, I can talk to the camera and you guys like really easily. But like when I was by myself, I like
It's like
had
there's
no
no
one
back
to
and
go
forth.
off. Yeah, I was like very like, I don't know. Maybe I'll get more used to it.
Maybe I'm used to it because I've done it with YouTube before.
Yeah.
So, but it is strange.
It is.
And it is a strange
but everyone
thing.
be so nice. Did you see the comments in the comments section?
I know you did so well, Daniel.
Somebody
Well, I
were
didn't
like-
see the comments, but
Yeah, somebody was like people were like, oh, you did a great job, Daniel. Good job.
Yes.
I was like, oh, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Daniel's a big words of affirmation dude.
It's
Have
funny.
you ever done
I have, and that's not my love language.
what's your love like? Quality time?
Quality time and gifts. No, I'm just kidding. Mine was quality time, and actually maybe it was words of affirmation. I can't remember what my second one was. My number one was quality time.
Yeah, quality
for sure.
time, and then there's a physical touch.
That wasn't the top.
There's words of affirmation, acts of service. No,
I think it was words of affirmation.
Yeah, I think yours is
But
that's
my
pretty
top
high
one
on the list.
for sure was quality
Right.
time. I very much value quality time, guys, above all else. So if you want to, impress me or like not impress me, but like
Say nice things and spend time with them.
exactly compliment me and spend quality time. Drop whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Come cuddle with me on a couch
Oh,
while we'll watch a
goddamn.
movie.
Would that be physical touch?
God damn, but it'd be quality time as well.
Oh, goddamn, Daniel.
Depends where you look at it, Rose.
That's true. That's true. Anyway, so we decided to do another episode of Am I the Asshole?
Yes.
You guys seem to love it.
Yeah.
We very much enjoyed it.
It's good. And I think it's also like, again, it's not an easy one to do, but it's like, because typically we talk about
Well,
like current-
apparently, according to some people, it's a lazy episode.
Oh yeah, so Rose, so we're doing another lazy episode, guys, because we're not recording this on our days off, and like, you know what I mean? Like, anyway,
It's like we don't have a full-time job.
Anyway, but no, like we had fun with it last time, and I think it's a really nice one to do in terms of like, because if we did some current events right now, by the time this episode goes out, because we're pre-recording it, it will be like
late.
It's like it would be too late because this is going to come out in like 3 weeks.
Exactly. So and I feel like it's interesting because we can delve into a lot of different topics in Am I the Asshole?
Of course.
So basically, if you haven't listened to the other Am I the Asshole episodes, what it is basically we go into the Reddit thread.
Yes.
And Reddit is like a forum. Okay, it's an online forum, and you go in, and then there's a thread called Am I the Asshole, where random people can just post whatever story. Okay, we don't know if it's true or false. We're just gonna assume it's true. And they, tell some kind of story where they are trying to get the audience to tell them, are they being the asshole or is it someone else that's the asshole?
Yeah.
So, and then we basically also assess the situation and we tell you what we think.
We tell you our thoughts.
Yes.
And some of them, the ones I like actually prefer on this, like there's some where it's like really black and white where you're like, you are not the asshole or you are the asshole. But then I really enjoy the ones that actually provoke conversation where it's like, actually.
Like the wedding ring.
Yeah, the wedding ring. Oh,
what was the consensus? Did we get a consensus
we didn't.
on that?
We never got a consensus.
Because I remember we went back and forth multiple times when we were
hugely.
discussing.
And I still feel a little bit iffy on that one.
Yeah, it's a bit strange. But now I feel like I changed my mind. I think in that episode, I probably changed my mind multiple times.
Yeah.
But I think my conclusion is actually it is conditional.
Yeah. It's a conditional gift.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if I give you a wedding ring, if we don't get married, it's mine.
It's like almost, well, not exactly, but let's say you say to your kid, you're like, you know what? On your graduation,
sure,
I'm going to gift you a $15,000 or something, right? You know, as like a celebration present.
Right.
If you don't graduate,
true,
you ain't getting the 15 grand.
True.
You know,
you promise me forever and ever. If I don't get forever and ever, you don't get the nice ring.
Exactly. Exactly. Anyway, that's an interesting one, guys. If you don't know what we're talking about, go check out. I think it was our first Am I the Asshole? It could have been the second one. Anyway, either watch both.
We've done 2 so far, so this is our third Am I the Asshole?
Well, we actually had done 3.
Have we done 3?
One of them was a Patreon exclusive.
There you go, guys. By the way, if you are not at all subscribed to our Patreon, go check out our Patreon, which is patreon.com/the SaVeg Podcast. The link is in the show notes and the description. And it is basically our little community where you get exclusive episodes every month and you get all the episodes ad free and you get the episodes a week earlier than everyone else.
Exactly.
So if you can join, that would be fantastic.
Yep.
You can go back and listen to all of our previous
There's some good ones
exclusives.
on there, guys.
There's a lot. So yeah, without further ado.
Do you have a favorite exclusive episode, Rose, or do you have one?
You know, it might be the Freely one.
Yeah, you were reacting to Freely was a good one.
Me reacting to Freely basically trashing me.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
We enjoyed the dating stories
some
episodes.
Good ones on there. There's some good ones.
Yeah, we talk about some of our horrendous dating stories.
Yeah.
So there's some good ones.
Yeah.
Those are pretty old. We should do an updated version.
Well, I would be able to do an updated version if I went on any dates. So let's just leave it at that.
You've been dating more than I have.
And that's saying something. I went on I think this year I've been on 1 date.
Yeah, I've really been dating this year.
Yeah.
Oh well. It's because you know what's out there? Trash.
Oh, gross. You just gotta find one.
I know.
I'm still hopeful.
Yes, you're very hopeful.
I'm eternally optimistic, guys. But you know what? 34 years of shit. I'm starting to lose that optimistic flair, Rose.
All right, should we go into Reddit? Am I the a-hole?
Am I the a-hole? Am I
the asshole?
I think in Rose's case, yes. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so should I start? Should I pick one?
You should pick one. Go for it, Rose. Pick one, whatever comes to mind, whatever's the top ones, whatever's,
Let's
just
see
tickles your fancy. I do really enjoy these ones, guys. That's why we also brewed the tea, because we're spilling some tea on these Am I the Assholes.
This is interesting. Okay.
Let's hear it.
I'm just basing this off of reading the title.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for not giving my nephew my dog? We know Daniel loves dogs, so...
Okay, you know what? Let's start on a good note, Rose. Okay. Thinking twice about going on that walk with you later.
Oh, God damn. Okay. Just some background info. My 33 female sister... my is... Okay, God, I always get very confused with this.
I feel like some of the people writing in here, though, also don't write very clearly.
So as in the person that's writing this, she is 33 and female. Her sister is 35 female, okay? So her sister moved in with her, so my sister moved in with me and my partner 6 years ago when my nephew Jaden, who is now 11, was 5. She was going through a really rough breakup with Jaden's father and needed support. She started dating Steve about 2 years ago and they just recently moved in together. Okay. About a year after they moved in, I adopted a husky mix named Flynn. My nephew loves Flynn to pieces. Flynn is a very well-behaved but active guy. We have a fenced in yard for him, and we also take him for 2 walks a day. He was kennel trained as a puppy while we were working on potty training, but now that he's older, we never lock him in his kennel. The door is just open with his dog bed and toys in, so he can just lay there as he pleases. He is where our issues started. My sister and Jaden just moved in with Steve. Jaden was really sad to be leaving our home, and we tried to make plans so that he could come back and visit whenever he wanted, and encourage him to give Steve and their new family a chance. Jaden asked me if he could take Flynn to his new house. I was very sympathetic and had a serious conversation with him about it, but I told him the answer would have to be no. Steve is afraid of big dogs, and he always avoided Flynn while visiting our home and would make comments about keeping him in his cage. Also, as much as my nephew loves Flynn, he was never responsible for his care in any way, and I don't think he understands how much responsibility it takes. I thought that was the end of the story, but I recently got a phone call from my sister. Oh God, this already makes me mad. Furious that I wouldn't let Jaden have his dog. She said that Steve wanting to kennel the dog wasn't a deal breaker, and I was just being selfish. Who are these people?
What is her dog?
I explained to my sister that Flynn needs a lot of exercise. We have a large fenced-in yard, and she does not. We take him for multiple walks a day, and we never keep him locked in his kennel. At this point, he's 5 years old. He hasn't been locked away in his kennel since he was a puppy, potty training. She argued with me that he would only be in the kennel until Jaden got home from school and overnight, which is the majority of the day, and that she would make Jaden walk him. I told her that I was sorry, but Flynn is my dog, and I'm not budging. She told me that I'm not welcome in her home anymore, and that I'm not allowed to see my nephew. This is not behavior that's normal for my sister, and it's made me wonder, am I the asshole for not just giving my nephew my dog?
Okay. This one is black and white, guys. I feel like, in my opinion, not the asshole.
What is wrong with people?
And honestly, what is wrong with people? Like listening to this is like, okay, first of all, she adopted the dog, right? Like while her sister and her sister's son, she already did such a nice thing for her sister to say, hey, you're going through a bad breakup. Come stay with me and my partner. It's totally fine. We have enough room at our house. You stay with me. A year into that, she decides she wants to adopt a dog. Great. Fantastic.
A year into that.
Yeah. So then but then I don't understand how she's got this misconception that it's Jaden's dog.
It's
first
insane.
Of all, the nephew or whatever.
Is this a real story? Are these real people?
I think it is.
It's insane.
It's crazy to me. And it's like, okay, guys, you've already done something really nice for your sister by letting her stay there. And now all of a sudden she's like, yep, you can't see us anymore. Don't come to a house.
What? It's these people. I swear to God, it's these people that are too nice, quote unquote, that get taken advantage of.
Of course.
Because like any normal person would not be writing this because you would know that you're not in the wrong.
Yeah.
Because like if this happened to me, I'd be like, no, that's my dog.
Yeah. And I have a feeling, you know what? And I can put money on it, guys. Like her sister, the one that's like being ridiculous and stuff, I bet you she takes advantage of her younger sister for being like nice and stuff. And like
that's exactly what happened.
They always say this story about like how nice people finish last. But I feel like if you're too nice, you actually do in a sense, because you like the fact that she wrote this story and is like, oh my God, am I being the asshole? Because I'm not sure. Like, it's my dog, but should I be giving it to my nephew? It's like, no, fuck, that's your dog. Why?
That's insane.
Why would you give it to your nephew, who first of all is 11 years old? Okay. We all know like 11-year-old kids.
They can't take care of a giant husky.
Exactly. And the fact that, half the time, actually more than half the time, the husky's just gonna be stuck in a kennel.
Oh my God. That's insane.
Doesn't even make sense for her to want to take care of it.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Like, I don't understand.
That's very black and white.
I'm like shocked.
I just can't believe people like this exist. Okay, you pick one.
Oh God damn. That was a quick and easy one.
Well, it's so stupid.
I know.
I would be so fucking mad. But again, it's like sometimes like you have to put your foot down. You can't be so nice.
Okay, here's an interesting one.
Ooh, that was fast.
Am I the asshole for not telling my family about the birth of my son and then cutting them off?
Oh, okay.
Interesting, guys. Okay. I'm a 29-year-old male. I have 4 brothers and a sister. I'm the youngest. All of my brothers already have multiple kids. My sister was told she was infertile because of an illness in her youth. My wife, 27, and I got pregnant for the first time. We were ecstatic. My family was happy for us too. A month after our announcement, our sister announced she was pregnant too. It was a miracle in our family. They went into overdrive. Every family function was about her. Everyday group chats about her. She will get, this sounds familiar. No, I'm just kidding. She will get all baby clothes.
I don't remember the last time I got pregnant, Daniel.
Oh, God damn. She got all the baby clothes from the family. It's like they completely forgot about us. We don't need 100% attention, but a call here or there would be nice. My wife had a very hard pregnancy. She was tired and in bed most of the time. I stopped going to weekly launches at my parents. I'm guessing lunches at my parents. Nobody asked me for months how we were doing. They even organized a baby shower for my sister. I was invited but declined. I just couldn't take it anymore. I was very upset at this point. 3 weeks ago,
This is his family?
Yeah.
Okay.
So his family. So I guess his sister, because she was like, you know, had health conditions. She was told she was infertile.
Oh, I see.
And then when she got pregnant, they're like,
Sure.
oh my God. And then they've just basically forgot about him and his wife.
Right.
Yeah. 3 weeks ago, my wife gave birth to our beautiful son. I told my wife's family and our friends, but I didn't tell my family. It took 2 weeks until my mom called. Of course, she started talking about my sister. And then she asked me what we are doing. I told her we are very busy with our son. My wife is still recovering, but luckily my mother-in-law and father-in-law are a huge help. She went quiet and then asked when my son was born. I told her 2 weeks ago. She went quiet again and then hung up. I immediately went to get my wife's phone and blocked my family because I knew the storm is coming and I didn't want my recovering wife to be any part of that.
Interesting.
It took 1 hour and the calls began. Group chat went crazy. I was screamed at, insulted, called worst brother ever, accused for keeping my son from my family. True. I just wrote in the group chat that they gave me no support. Most of them didn't call me in months. Literally everyone forgot about our pregnancy. So I assumed they didn't care about the birth of our son. I also told them that this was prelude about how our son will be treated compared to my sister's baby. I want to spare him the hurt I feel, so I decided that they will not be a part of my family's life anymore.
My God.
I left the chat. My family's freaking out right now, but I don't care.
I'm torn on this one.
Are you?
Oh, are you not? What do you think?
I can see where he's coming from. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in terms of like, you know, I get it that his sister's getting pregnant was like a big miracle because, you know, she was told that she was infertile and stuff. But like, I would be hurt too, you know, like if your family's just like completely ignoring, not acknowledging. I think what he could have done is maybe address it sooner instead of letting it go on for so long. And then it just like, instead of talking about it, just block them. You know what I mean? Like, or not tell them about the birth of the son. Be more like, while that was all going on, be like reminding them like, hey guys, like we're also pregnant. Like, you know, we would also like a baby shower. Like we would also like these things. You know? But it's not even just about the material things.
See this.
It's about also just like acknowledging and being, you know, respectful. What are your thoughts, Rose?
I feel like, okay, there's a few things. I think there's a few factors. Drama. Okay. Ugh. First factor is that I don't know if this is just my assumption. His sister got pregnant and he's the guy. Usually people pay more attention to
the daughter.
The woman, right? Because she's the one that's pregnant, so it makes sense. And because this is his family, they are paying attention to their daughter. Yeah. So I think maybe that's what happened. That's part of it. Yeah. So again, that doesn't mean it's an excuse.
But it sounds like also too, like all of his brothers who had multiple kids and stuff, the pregnant daughter, she's going to get all the hand-me-downs. She's going to get all the stuff. Like it doesn't sound like they're supporting him at all.
Right. Is that what he said? Those hand-me-downs?
Yeah, like she's going to get all the baby clothes. They're doing a baby shower for her, but like not for him. Like, you know? Right.
Yeah, like the fact that they organized a baby shower for the sister. Yeah. But at the same, I don't know. I'm torn with this one. I feel like he's not saying everything.
What do you mean?
Like I feel like there's stuff he's missing out.
Like something he's not sharing?
Yes.
But like why? Like what?
I don't know. Maybe he's misinterpreting. I don't know.
I mean, it could be. It just sounds like he's just like really frustrated that he's not getting the support he needs and wants.
But do you think that what he's doing is a little bit of an overkill?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, like I think it's his reaction is slightly. He's not necessarily an asshole. Yeah. But his reaction is slightly overdramatic.
Well, and also it's extreme to be like, oh my God, I'm going to cut my whole family off.
Yeah, because they didn't like plan a baby shower for my. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I get that. Like, maybe they should have paid more attention to to his situation as well. But at the same time, it's like, you know, first of all, maybe they didn't even realize that they were doing that. Exactly. You know, they were just so focused on the sister that was like, you know, told that she couldn't have a baby.
Yeah. And you're right. It does make a difference because like if you think about it, like, for example, if I had a sister, she gets pregnant, we have a family gathering. If we're not there with our partners, like the sister is pregnant. I'm not. Like you don't, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
you might not see, you know, that as well. Again, it's
do they have a good relationship with his wife? Like,
there's a lot of factors.
I don't know. I do think maybe he took it a little bit too extreme by like not telling them when they had his son.
Yeah.
And like then being like, we don't want him.
Yeah.
We don't want you in our lives anymore.
And like, of course, I'm just saying, like, usually the parents will take care of their biological child rather than like the in-law child, like the son-in-law or daughter-in-law, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's not how it should be, but that's kind of what a lot of times it happens. So my assumption is, of course, the mother-in-law and father-in-law are going to take care of their daughter, because like he's comparing his parents to, the mother-in-law and father-in-law, which I feel like is a little bit unfair.
I guess the question is, I wonder what they did for his brothers. So like he
Right.
said all of his brothers have had multiple kids and stuff. How involved were they there? Did they set up baby showers for his brothers?
Right.
Because he doesn't really talk about this. Just his sister, who was thought to be infertile,
Right.
that they did all this stuff for. But like, did they do it for the brothers, or was it always the mother and father-in-law that
Right.
looked after their daughter and did the baby shower for her? Because if that's the case, then actually it's not so wild that his parents are behaving like this. Do you know what I mean? Like if it's like they did the same thing for all of his brothers, then it actually makes sense.
Yeah.
But we don't know. Like that's
I feel
part
like
of
there's
it.
more to the family drama than we know. So it's like there's probably more of a because his reaction again seems to be an overreaction.
Yeah.
If this was the only thing, but I feel like they probably already have a strange relationship.
Yeah.
What are the? I want to hear what people said, because I actually have no idea.
Yeah.
Is he an asshole? What's the consensus?
A lot of people are like, I applaud you. That's amazing. You should put your wife and your child first.
I mean, that's also true.
They arranged a baby shower for your sister, but not your wife. And both are first children. When my sister was having her second baby, she was asked to the point of annoyance if she had went into labor yet. It's awful that you already had baby 2 weeks before anyone noticed.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm thinking maybe I just don't know what this feels like.
Yeah, this is the hard part. But like, I think...
So everyone's saying that he's in the right.
Yeah, everyone's saying not the asshole. A lot of people not the asshole.
I don't think he's an asshole.
Well done you. Personally, I would have sent a pic with when he was born with all baby info in the group chat and then left it. Then
yeah, listen.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it again, I do think that the family could have been better.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they should be persecuted to the point of like you cutting off your family. Yeah. Like I think that's a little extreme. But again, I feel like maybe there's more to the story that we don't know. Yeah. Maybe they already have a bad relationship.
Maybe it's already strained. Mm-hmm. Maybe because I think you mentioned he's the youngest in the family. Like maybe,
right. So maybe he never gets attention.
Yeah. Or something like this. Maybe there's like, there's always family dynamics.
Exactly.
So
it's probably not the only time.
Yeah. Because I'm like,
because also the fact that like your entire family just didn't even notice and never checked in is also a little bit insane.
Yeah. He says 4 brothers and a sister and he's the youngest.
Interesting.
So, again, I'm wondering, I think the big question in my mind is like, how did they react when all of his brothers' wives were pregnant?
And how close are you with your family to begin with?
Well, and it says like, he said, oh, like they didn't hear from them for 2 weeks. Like his mom called him after 2 weeks. Yeah. So it's like, okay, well,
But like, how often do you talk to each other?
Exactly.
And like, how close is your family to your sister compared to you?
Yeah. Like,
there's a lot of questions here.
A lot of unanswered questions.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like there's probably more than this.
Yeah, I think
as to why
he didn't go into full details. So if you're listening to our podcast, buddy, can you update your "Am I the Asshole" thread or put a comment on this video? Let us know the update of what happened with you and your family.
I do feel like also the way that they reacted. Again, I don't know if he's exaggerating, but the way that they reacted after he told them shows that there's definitely something wrong with this family dynamic. Yeah. That they screamed at him, insulted him, called him the worst brother ever, accused of all this. Like they totally went on the offense. Yeah. Whereas like I would be like, why didn't you say anything? Like, you wouldn't just immediately
so true
jump on accusing someone.
Exactly.
I'd just be like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, why? I'd be like confused. Anyway, interesting. So we don't know. Apparently he's not the asshole, but also there's probably more to the story.
Exactly. That's the group consensus, Roses.
God damn.
That'd be a consensus.
Family dynamics, man.
Gotta love him, gotta hate him. So you're picking one now.
Oh, God damn.
One, am I the asshole? Let's get a really controversial one, Rose. One that's leaves us both stumped.
Okay, let me pick this one.
Go for it. Let's hear it.
Am I the asshole for changing the lock after my husband gave his mom a copy of the new house key?
Do go on.
My husband and I, both 30s, purchased a new house together last month. His mom nagged us for a copy of the key, but I refused because it's our home.
Mm-hmm.
And she kept letting herself in and invading our privacy. She begged and cried and even tried to send people at me to pressure me to agree. I still refused, but later found out that my husband gave her a copy. I was livid. I had the biggest argument with him because of it. He said that it was done and there was nothing I can do about it. I cried my eyes out in frustration, and then I contacted a locksmith and had the lock changed.
This sounds like something you would do, Rose.
Yep, something I would do. Yeah. Listen, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
My husband found out and went off on me, saying I had no right to make such a decision on my own, but I replied that he didn't consult me when he decided to let his mom have a copy of the key. I stated that I will not be living in paranoia in my house anymore. He yelled at me asking what he should tell his mom now, then stormed off. His dad and family knew and started calling me petty and whatnot. He's refusing to speak to me unless I correct my mistake. Am I the asshole for doing this? What do you think?
Oh, family shit again. Always.
It's always like
so
family
fucking hard. Like, it's like, I mean, I think if, I would feel the same. Like, if my partner's mom was like constantly, like, I would come home and she'd just be in my house.
Yeah, see, that's too much.
I don't
think she's an asshole.
No, and I'd be like, it makes me really uncomfortable. And I'm sure she's probably, it sounds like she's probably had the discussion with her before.
That's the thing.
Potentially. And she keeps doing it. Like, she just thinks that she's just entitled to be in her house.
What is she doing? Why is she keep coming over?
I have no idea. Like, maybe her husband is really coddled and she like goes there and does his laundry and like, who knows, right? Like, I don't know. But
listen, like I think it's normal for like your parents to have a copy of your house key or whatever.
Yeah.
But if your partner is not comfortable with that, I think, you should probably respect it.
Well, and if it's the fact that like, it would be different if you you just have your parents have a key for emergencies versus them just like, imagine coming home and your boyfriend's mom is in the house, just in your house, chilling, watching TV with a cup of tea. You're like, what the fuck are you doing in here? Like, hi, like I want to relax after work, and what are you doing in my house right now? Yeah,
because in her old home, she kept letting herself in and invading their privacy.
Exactly.
See, that's the thing. It's like, again, in some cultures, like I feel like it's normal for like your people just coming and going, whatever, chilling. But again, everyone has to be comfortable with that.
Well, and imagine, Rose, imagine you and your partner having sexy time in the living room. Okay, Oh
my God, can you imagine?
And then your mother-in-law just walks in. Hi guys, just let myself in. I'm gonna make some tea. Like, oh my God, what the fuck are you doing here? Leave, bitch.
Oh God, so she's not the asshole.
I don't think so, because also like, and she made a really good point. Like, he was like getting mad at her and being like, well, you didn't consult me, and like you just got this like lock thing. What is with these people? And it's like, well, hang on a second. You just gave your mom a key and didn't ask me, and you knew that I wasn't comfortable with her coming around the other house. So, is that some gaslighting?
You better sell that fucking house because we be getting a divorce.
But it's crazy. Like, family drama is so annoying.
Oh my God, what is with these in-laws?
I know. I'm like, guys, you need to like calm your shit, and this is my space. Like,
the top comment. Not the asshole, but the best way to correct this mistake isn't with the locksmith. It's with the divorce lawyer.
Rose, did you comment on this? Was that your comment?
I wish it was my comment. Oh man, that is the best. Oh my God.
Most people are saying not the asshole, right?
Yes, everyone's saying not the asshole.
Because your house, at the end of the day, guys, your house is your sacred space, right? Like, it's like where you go to unwind. It's where you go to like, if you give people a key, like depending on what the agreement is with that person, you don't expect them to just go into your space without letting you know, unless like you're away on holiday and there's looking after your place or whatever it might be. But
that is seriously insane.
Yeah.
Like, the more I think about it, I'm like, oh.
Like, just imagine you come home and there's your mother-in-law in the kitchen making dinner.
Even if my parents were going to, like, come to my place to do something, they would tell me first. Yeah. They'd be like, oh, by the way, I'm, like, dropping by to do this.
Yeah.
I'll be like, okay. Like, what the fuck?
They wouldn't just show up there. You wouldn't just come home and be like, oh, hi, Mom.
I love the divorce lawyer.
I know. That's good. See, I thought you wrote that, Rose.
I wish I wrote that.
I was like,
Oh, my God.
Oh, God. Okay. Oof.
Go.
Are you ready for this?
Go. Yeah.
Am I the asshole for calling my aunt classless?
Ooh.
And outing her biggest secret to my whole family?
Oh, drama.
Oh, whoa, guys. Oof. Okay. Throw away because I don't want this on my main.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know
Okay.
either. Anyway, I, female,
Okay.
have always been close with my cousin, 22 male. He had a harder time growing up because his parents had some financial difficulties. He never went to bed hungry, but they didn't have much money for luxuries.
How old is she?
She's 25. He's 22.
Okay.
They're really good friends, I guess.
Okay.
She's close with her cousin. My uncle met his wife in a strip club where she was dancing, and no one in the family knows about this.
Okay.
But she left that work when she got married. They have a business, which my cousin works for, that has been struggling for years, but was one of the businesses that became vital during the pandemic. So things have really turned around for them, and they are making bank. This means that a few months back, my cousin could have an amazing wedding and a 2-month-long worldwide honeymoon. I was really happy and proud for him.
Wow.
I grew up solidly middle class, nothing lavish, but we had some nice things that some would consider luxuries. My parents, however, were not in a position to pay for college for me, which I was chilled about because and I got loans. I've been working for 2 years and still live with my parents while I pay off the loans. I unfortunately couldn't get my master's because this isn't financially viable. Last weekend was my birthday party and my cousin showed up without a gift. His wife made a comment jokingly about how they can't afford anything after spending X amount of dollars on their wedding. None of this bothered me because gifts are not an expectation, but my dad was visibly upset.
Oh.
I asked him about this, and he opened a can of worms. It turned out that I used to have this is
it juicy?
It turned out that I used to have a healthy college fund until my mom secretly lent it to my aunt and uncle to help save their business when I was 15.
No.
The agreement was that as soon as they were able, they would pay it back to my mom. They haven't returned a dime. They have, in the last 3 years, bought a second house, flown first class overseas twice, and paid for my cousin's wedding and honeymoon. Their excuse is that I'm done with college and their son works hard, so he deserves it more than me. My father got so annoyed at my aunt while relaying this to me that he decided to kick them out. While trying to calm him down, I said, "We both know she only thinks about herself and my cousin. If she has any class, she wouldn't dress like she's still a stripper." I was so preoccupied, I didn't realize that my entire family had quietly walked up with candles lit, ready to sing to me happy birthday, and they heard everything. My aunt left and has since sent my mom a message that we will never be seeing that money, as it is now compensation for her pain and suffering.
What?
I didn't mean to out her and be so rude. I was dealing with a lot of emotions and shock over this. I still am. My family doesn't know why we were so angry, so they just think I'm an asshole, and I don't want to tell them the whole story. But I'm not sure if it's excusable either way. So am I the asshole?
I would say no.
There's an update. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Read the update.
It's a huge update.
Oh my God. Wait. So based on what we just read, what do you think?
I don't think she's the asshole.
No.
I'm actually in shock. She's saying, and again, this is before we read the update, guys.
Yeah.
But it's like, if I loan my family money.
Yeah.
Like my aunt or
family
uncle,
and money, man.
I know, to help them with their struggling business, and then all of a sudden, business is booming.
Yeah.
You know, the business turns around. It's like there's lots of money flowing.
Yeah.
They bought a second house, doing all this stuff. I would want my money back.
Did they put that shit on paper?
But it sounds like they didn't.
That's the thing.
This is why you need, guys. This is actually a very unique, not a unique situation. Even if it's with family,
You
I
gotta
honestly
have it on paper.
Exactly. Just get it in writing. It doesn't even have to be like a legal document, but just have an agreement that you draft up on Word. Both sign it, both keep a copy, so that if this ever happens, you do have recourse, right? Like not saying that you would necessarily sue your family or whatever, but at least you have something, and then there's commitment to their obligation. You know what I mean? Like, and you can bring it up. Like, I think there's nothing wrong with saying, "Hey, by the way, your business obviously is booming. We did have this agreement. I would like that money back now."
Yeah. Or just like,
or you
if
can
you're
pay
going
me
to
in
give
installments.
it, just don't have expectations that you're going to get it back. One or the other.
Yeah, that's the thing.
If you expect it to be back, then you got to put it on paper.
They always say, and I think this is something to live by as well. They always say you should never loan out money that you're not comfortable losing.
Right.
Because there's always a risk when you loan money to friends, to
always a
family,
risk.
to anyone, right? And you know, there's always that risk that you're never going to get paid back. So I think in the back of your mind, whatever amount that you're loaning, you have to be comfortable losing it.
Yeah.
So it didn't sound like, and it's unfortunate that they used her college fund.
Oh my God.
Like they shouldn't have done that as parents.
Yeah, that's true.
Like that money is for her college fund. Like if her aunt and uncle needed money for their business, they should have taken it out of their own personal savings, not somebody else's. Because that really wasn't. I mean, it was their money, but it was for their daughter.
Yeah.
And then now she has a student loan. She has to live with her parents.
Oh
like,
my God.
all this stuff. I would be so shocked. Like
I would be so mad.
Imagine finding out like while you're paying off tens of thousands of dollars student loan, and your parents are like, well, we did have a college fund for you, but we loaned it to your aunt and uncle to help them with their business, and you see them paying for all this shit for your cousin. You're like, okay.
I'll be so fucking
And
mad.
now all of a sudden the aunt doesn't want to pay it back because her pride and suffering. Now that everyone knows she's a stripper.
No, that's bullshit.
Her pain and suffering, not
go
pride.
to the courts.
Okay, you guys ready for the update?
Okay, give me the update.
This is an interesting one. Okay, update and answers. My cousin asked me to meet him alone this morning. It turned out he knew nothing about it at all. His mom has been keeping it quiet. He took this week to consult with a lawyer to figure out how much they owe.
Oh.
He has also recently uncovered two things. Firstly, because her and her cousin were close, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's probably why. Firstly, the business has been evading tax. So he's very glad that we didn't take legal action. He has started the process to come clean and pay that back. Secondly, she also borrowed money from my grandparents, a decent amount which she never paid back. They have since passed on, so the lawyer said that amount will form part of the estate and will be owing between the three siblings. My cousin offered to sell his house to pay in full immediately if need be, but as an alternative, he and his lawyer have created a payment plan that would pay for my master's immediately. They will take over my loan repayments immediately. Once it is paid, they will continue paying my mom back monthly until the total is settled.
Aww.
That seems fair. We will obviously be going with the plan where he doesn't lose his home. Okay, so it sounds like...
the cousin sounds nice.
Yeah, it sounds like his mom is like fucking crazy. Despite my cousin and his lawyer seeming fair, they have both advised me to find my own lawyer for my mom's interests, and they have offered to pay for that also. Because of the age of the loan and lack of effort to collect it on my mom's side, they could legally contest it or some of it, but my cousin won't be doing that. My cousin apologized to me profusely and said that he wouldn't ask me to keep this secret from the family, but appreciates that I've kept it to myself and hopes that we can continue that as long as he upholds his agreement we make. My cousin is an amazing human, and we will work with him to try to make the impact of his mother's actions on his life to be as little as possible while remaining fair. And the best part about this was that he planned on giving me my gift after my party when we were alone because he didn't want to steal my thunder. It was a gift card, and inside the envelope was a sonogram.
What?
I am going to be a godmother soon, and I can't wait.
Oh, I mean, I'm sorry. That gift is sorry. So basically, the gift was his child is pregnant.
Yeah, and then
he has a child.
Yeah.
That's not really a birthday gift, is it?
Not really. Okay, so there's more. It just says
there's more. Okay.
The answers.
I think it's answers to people's questions.
Oh, okay. So these are answers to some people's questions, I guess. So initially, the money was in a savings account that was going to be used for my college costs. It was in my mom's name, and so it was legally hers. She told my dad when I was applying for colleges, he's known for some time. I don't know if it affected the relationship and don't plan on asking. Her and my father have done little to get that money back because she's not coping well with stress due to being sick. My aunt was upset because I outed a 25-year-long lie.
The stripper thing.
Yeah, more so than people knowing her previous work. I've apologized to her and I had sent her said via text and left it at that. I've yet to hear back from her. I have also confronted my prejudice against sex workers privately. I won't deny I have judged her because of it. It's not something that I'm proud of.
Right. That part, she was a little bit like, oh, you still dress like a stripper.
Exactly.
That was kind of unnecessary, but I get it. She was upset.
Yeah. This blew up at a bad time because my dad had overheard that my aunt is so proud of my cousin for moving out and living on his own at 22. He just boiled over on my behalf.
I mean, I would also be angry.
Yeah. Like it's kind of crazy. Like, and this is why I'm just like, first of all, like, why did your mom do that?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry if you, like, even if my brother or my family members are like struggling and you do want to help them. And if I have the money in my personal savings account or something, I might do that. You know what I mean? An amount that I'm comfortable again losing. But if I have like a savings account that's specific for a reason for my child's education, and I want to be able to support my child when they go to education, because we all know how expensive education's getting, like, I'm not going to touch that money.
Yeah.
Like, that's not mine.
Right.
Really. I mean, it is mine.
But it is hers.
Yeah.
It is theirs,
Yeah,
technically.
it's theirs. It's their
Yeah.
money, but it's like that's for your child.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, I can kind of see because they're probably thinking, oh, like I'll probably get it back next year. It's like her
True.
sister.
Yeah.
So you're thinking like, oh, they'll pay it back like before, I don't know how long ago this was.
Yeah.
But they're probably like, oh, they'll pay it back before they go to
I
college.
wonder if she knew about her also borrowing money from their parents.
I don't think they knew that part.
Because they, like, no, that her, like, I wonder if the sisters knew, maybe not, because
Right.
she's borrowed money also from the grandparents and from her sister.
Oh,
She sounds like one of those people that just like,
one of those people.
yeah,
Yeah.
to save
You
the
know
business.
what? As much as she shouldn't have said the thing about the strippers, she
Mm.
kind of deserved to getting yelled
Yeah,
at.
I think that's the only part in this where I'm like, you weren't the asshole. I get why you did it, because that would make my blood boil as
Yeah.
well. I would be so angry. Like, here I am struggling my ass off,
Yeah.
trying to pay my student loans, still living at my parents' house. And then I look over and I see my younger cousin
Yeah.
buying his house. Their business is booming, all of this stuff. And then I find out that my college fund had funded their business
I know.
and that they hadn't paid it back. I would be,
Live it.
oh my God, I would actually be foaming at the mouth. I would be like, you bitches.
Yeah.
But like, I'm actually like really thankful. Even though it sounds like, again, and this is just from reading this, it sounds like the mom, like the aunt, sorry, she does spoil the cousin quite a bit.
Yeah.
And a lot of kids that are spoiled, they have this like act of like entitlement and stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of shocking. That
But
the
it
cousin
sounds like
seems
he's
a nice
like
guy.
he seems like a really good guy. Like he
Mhm.
seems, honestly, other than the birthday gift, I mean, that's a little bit like, happy birthday, Rose. By the way, my wife's pregnant.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
You're gonna be a godmother.
yeah,
Are you not so honored?
Okay, but where's my actual present?
I know. You're like, okay, but like, thanks for that.
Like it's so it's very like it's not a gift.
Yeah.
That's your gift.
Well, and the funny thing is, I haven't been in this exact situation before, but I have loaned out money before.
Yeah.
Always. I literally,
Did you get it back?
I did get it back.
Uh-huh.
Both times I've loaned money. Actually, all the times I've gotten it back, thankfully.
Yeah.
But I can tell you guys right now, there is not one single time that I've loaned money out that I felt good about it. Or
What
not,
do you mean?
not that I haven't felt good about it. That's the wrong way to put it. That it hasn't caused me additional stress.
Interesting.
Because every single person, first of all, let's just go into this for a second about like loaning
go into this.
loaning money and everything else. Like, I don't have a problem
It's
with
very
it.
complicated.
It is. It really is. Especially like, so the individuals that I'd loaned money to, well, one of them wasn't even really a loan. One of them, it was a little bit of a different story.
Okay.
But like every time that I've loaned money out, there's a couple times where I had to chase the person to pay me back.
Oh,
And I was like, and then
that's the worst.
I know. And then they were making a big deal about me chasing them to get it back.
Oh.
And I was like, well, hang on a second. Like, and then
You should not be the one chasing them.
and then I also started feeling guilty because every 2 weeks I would like reach out to this person.
Yeah.
And in the back of my mind, I was like, oh, I don't like doing this. Like, and then I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I shouldn't feel guilty.
Yeah.
Because I'm the one that did you a favor.
Exactly.
I shouldn't even be doing this. Like, you should just be giving it back to
Yeah.
me. And then I had another instance where it was a different friend that I loaned money to. And like, it wasn't even a lot, but it was like all the time they were like, you know, struggling to pay me back. And like,
Yeah.
it was just like a mess. And I eventually did get it back. Like, but I was like, oh God, like it just every single time it's like, if you're loaning somebody money, you're doing them a favor.
Yes.
They should be so thankful, so appreciative, and they should work their ass off
to try to
to pay you back. But it never is the case. It always seems to be like you loan the money out, and it's a weird thing because then they like act like you're being a pain asking them for
Yeah.
it back. Like, it's really fucked up.
It's very strange.
I've never like and every single time I've loaned money, this has happened.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
well, there's people, right? Like there's certain people that don't borrow money.
yeah.
So, but once in a while, maybe they're really in a situation where they're like really
Yeah.
need money. But you can tell those types of people from
That's
the
true.
other people that always borrow money.
That's true.
Those types of people, it's like immediately, because I've had situations before where I'm like at the end of my, you know, when I was living in London, at
Yeah.
the end of my, you know,
Rope.
end of the month.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, I'm like starting to run out of money a little bit. And then my friends will like throw me like 100 or 200 pounds or something.
Yeah.
And then I feel so bad. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to like transfer to you as soon as I get paid.
Yeah.
And I did it
Yeah.
because it's like, I don't like the idea of owing someone money and having that over my, over my head.
But it's weird that people that borrow it, like, they
there's
don't feel that.
I know it's weird. There are certain people where it's like,
They almost
and
think like, oh, well, that's
they're
great.
like
Thanks.
entitled to it.
Thanks, but why do I have to pay it
There's
back
so
now?
many people like this.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It shocked me. And then the other instance, which wasn't really a loan, it was the person basically never gave me my half of the deposit back.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to like sue them basically. But before that, I was kind of like this cousin in a sense, like not the cousin, but like I basically went to the person. I was like, look, you know, because it wasn't a lot, but I guess for him it was a lot. And I was like, look, I get it that, you know, you financially are having tough times and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, why don't we set up a payment plan? I was like, over and above, like, this is my fucking money. Like, you should have just paid it to me. But I was like, look, let's just make up a payment plan. You just start paying me back and like, let's be done with it. I don't want to have to go to court to do this. And then of course I had to go to court. So like, just not fun, you know? And
you didn't even loan him money though.
I know that was
like a deposit.
Yeah, exactly. So I think to myself though, I think of all the times that I've loaned people money and like never once, well, I'm trying to think if there's ever a good experience.
I'm sure there were times when maybe you lent me money, but I paid it back. So you don't even remember it.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Yeah. Like other times you just wouldn't even remember.
But majority of my experiences of loaning money to people is just not enjoyable.
So Daniel, can I borrow $500?
No. No, but that's different because, like, for example, like I know that I'm going to get my money back.
That's the thing with certain people. Like I know that you would pay me back. There's certain people I'm like 100% they would pay me back.
Like there's been times where we've been traveling and like I'll pay for everything,
yeah, I mean,
and then
normal.
you transfer, or you pay for everything, and then I transfer.
There's certain people where you're just like, I just feel like if I pay for this, I'm not going to see that money.
I'm never going to get this back, or even. But the worst thing is, it's that's even a little bit different, right? Like in some degree, If you take a friend out for dinner.
That's different.
You know, like this kind of stuff. But what really irks me is when somebody goes out of their way to ask you for money.
Yes.
And then when it comes time for them to pay it back.
Yeah.
They're a dick to you about it.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, hang on a second. I fucking loaned you money.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah. They're like, oh God, I'll pay you back. Just calm down.
Like, why are you keep chasing me? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I shouldn't have to chase you.
Yeah. Why are you making me chase you?
Exactly. Why are you making me chase you? Fucking pay me back like you said you would.
Oh my God.
Oh, like.
God damn, this be a sore spot for you.
Oh, it's not a sore spot. It's just like one of those things that like, it really gets under my skin because it's like, you've gone out of your way and you've helped somebody.
Yeah.
And then you, number one, you don't feel that way.
Yeah.
That you feel almost like they just expect it.
Yeah.
And then you have to be the bad guy because you have to ask for it back. And then they give you a hard time.
Yeah.
And not to mention everybody that I loaned money to, I didn't charge them interest.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, oh, here's, $500, here's $1,000.
Yeah.
No interest. It was an interest-free loan. So I didn't make any money off of it.
Oh God, it's so annoying. What is wrong with people? So I'll put that in my notes, Daniel. Do not ask Daniel for money.
No, like, I mean, I still probably will at some point loan people money. Like, I don't care about it. But it does really bother me. I think next time, if this ever happens again to me, guys, because because I haven't loaned people money for a very long time.
Yeah.
But because it was when I was younger, and back then I was a little bit less. Like I was more timid. I was less like confrontational. Not that I'm confrontational now, but like now, if I loan somebody money, I would be a lot more frank. Like even if it's a friend and they're like, okay, well, we'll pay you back in 2 weeks when we get paid. And then if I have to chase them on their payday and I'm like, hey, and I'll send a reminder, like just a reminder. And then if they give me like attitude or whatever, I'm gonna be like, look, I loaned you the fucking money. Yeah. You need to pay me.
It's like, why do you borrow money if you're not going to pay it back? I don't understand this.
Like, why do you think it's okay that you're not going to pay it back?
Yeah, why don't you just like
go get a loan
or like just use your credit card?
But you know what? There is a certain person, like you said, like
that are constantly in debt. Yeah, don't have money,
maxed out credit cards. Yeah. They're like, have no savings, live paycheck to paycheck.
And these are people that like could save money if they wanted to.
Yeah, I would say
we're not talking about people that are like actually, you know, in a financial bad situation because they like can't help themselves. Yeah,
I would say like arguably, like people in general. Again, I'm not people in general.
A lot of people
that are living paycheck to paycheck, like racking up credit cards, doing all this stuff,
don't necessarily need to be living
paycheck to paycheck. I think there's a lot of people out there that earn good money that could be saving. They're just like frivolously spending. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
They frivolously spend, and they also they build this like quality of life, or this like imposed quality of life of what they think, you know what, I work hard, I deserve all these things.
Which is fine, but...
Which is fine if you can afford it.
Exactly.
So, like, because there's so many people, they're like, oh, living paycheck to paycheck and all this stuff. I'm like, okay, well, there's a lot of things you could do.
Yeah.
Maybe move to a smaller place that the rent is less. Maybe don't drive a brand new car where you have car payments. Like, there's so many little things that you can make changes to in your life.
Yeah.
Where it's like, like I feel like we're a perfect example. Like, both of us could theoretically, if we wanted to, get a car. Like, we could
get a nice car.
Exactly. We can operate a car right now. Like, I can afford to do that. But there's a part of me where I'm like, actually, first of all, I don't know if I'm going to get the use out of it, first of all. So I go back and forth on this all the time. But also I'm like, that's an added monthly cost where I'm like, I'm saving that money. Like, you know, as soon as I get a car, that's going to be less money that's going into my savings and everything else, which is like things that I think about. Whereas other people are thinking, I work hard. I need this car. I'm justified to this car.
And not just the shitty car. They need a nice car.
Exactly. I can't possibly
You can't
drive.
get a used car, Daniel.
No, I have to get a brand new one that costs me $700-800 a month.
Yeah.
And then they're like, I have no money ever. And I'm like,
and people look at, there's also like, I have a friend that I think it's like her cousin or something who's like really young, like early 20s maybe. I can't remember. And basically she was like, oh my God, I'm so broke. Like again, same thing. Like don't have any money, blah, blah, blah. But like she lives on her own. Like she needs her own apartment. Yeah. At the age, I'm sorry, bitch. I never lived on my own until I was like 30
in your 30s.
Plus.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to live on your own. Oh, I have anxiety. I can't live with people. Like all this stuff. I need to like have this and this and this. It's like, well, why do you think you have no money?
Exactly.
Like I'm trying to help you here.
Exactly. But it's so funny because like they don't want to hear about it. And it does make me, it kind of like, sometimes it like, it doesn't irk me, but it's like you have these people that maybe like have they have decent jobs and stuff, but their spending habits are so out of control. And I think back to like, you know, for example, when I first moved to London, and I was like stressed about money because London's so fucking expensive. So I deliberately would work. I worked 2 jobs for a while. Like I did all this other stuff. It's like there are options.
You go overboard in the other direction.
I know, but I'm like
you were making perfectly fine money. Like it wasn't perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But you were making more than I was, and you were like freaking out. You were like, oh my God, I can't afford anything. I'm like, Daniel, you need to calm the fuck down.
I know. But like, but what I'm saying is like, there's so many people that are like, oh, you know, they'll work.
They won't do anything about it.
They work Monday to Friday. They're like, I'm always broke. I'm always this. They have a fucking huge car payment.
They're buying lunch every day.
Yeah. They buy lunch every day. They buy coffee every day.
And they don't have children or anything. So it's not like they,
exactly.
you know.
And then on top of it, I'm like, okay, well, if you're so broke and you're so stressed about money and maybe they have big loans they need to pay off, why don't you suck it up for a year, work 2 jobs, use that second job to like pay off your loan or any debts that you have. Maybe you max out your credit cards. Just use that income. But you know what would happen? They would get a second job and then their life would expand again. And
that's the thing. It's called lifestyle inflation.
Exactly. Then they have all these bougie things and all of this stuff. And I'm just like, that is completely on you. Yeah. And I feel like there's more people in that category than we care to admit to.
Exactly. I think we always like, listen, I get that, you know, like
life is expensive. Bad,
yeah. Shit's expensive. I totally understand.
And there are legitimately people struggling. There are, of course.
So we're not talking about those people. We're talking about people that like, and there are so many, especially in North America. It's like the North American mindset of like debt is fine. Yeah. Everyone has debt. It's this credit card, like, it's partially the system to blame because it's these credit cards and we make people use the credit cards and then we make it seem like it's normal to have credit card debt.
And I think the thing is the biggest thing about credit card debt as well, because credit card debt is not good debt, right? Like there's technically like good debt where it's like
student loans or something.
Yeah, like student loans you've invested in yourself, you got an education, they consider that more like positive debt. But like credit cards legitimately, like if you've racked up a credit card, essentially like the only thing that you're buying with credit card really is like your day-to-day expenses and like things for your place. So if you rack up a credit card, that is 100% just consumer debt. So it's like whatever you've been buying. And I think the one thing that makes the whole system really kind of confusing and a little bit, I can see why it's easy for people to rack up. Like I'm guilty of this as well in some degrees because it's so easy just to tap your credit card. Yeah. And it's like, it's almost like play money because it's like you don't actually see the money. It doesn't exist really, right? Yeah. So you can like tap it and it's happened to me like not that often, but there's been a couple times where because I pay my credit card bill in full at the end of the month. Yeah. And there's been a few times where I've like, holy shit, how do I have so much on my credit card this month? You know, like I have a like lower limit and I deliberately do that because I'm like, I want to make sure I pay it off every month. But there has been a couple months where I'm just like, whoa, I need to rein this in. Yeah. But it's so easy to do because it's not like your debit card where it's like you have your money from your paycheck and that's it. This is like money that like it's not really yours. Like you're just borrowing it, but because it's like the concept of it's a bit weird. It's confusing. Like I personally, like obviously I have a credit card now. I like getting the points and all this stuff, but I kind of wish that it wasn't like a necessity of society.
It shouldn't be.
In a sense, like it should just be like we have our debit card, we get our paycheck or whatever we get paid, and that's what we use to spend. Not like we get a credit card with like a $10,000 limit and that you start racking things up on there.
So it's like in some ways you can't blame people.
Of course, this is it's part of the problem, right? Like it is the whole credit card industry and having this, you know, this tool. And the crazy thing with credit cards is like the more you have on your credit card, the more they'll approach you to be like, you need to increase
Yep.
your limit.
Yeah, because they want you to spend money because the amount. Think about how banks make money.
Mm-hmm.
It's thanks to interest.
Yeah.
That's it. That's literally how they make money.
Well, yeah.
So if you don't pay your credit card, that's money in the bank for them.
Exactly.
So of course they're incentivized for you to not pay your credit card bill.
It's like I remember watching this thing. I think it was like a TikTok or something where they were like looking at like even just like it wasn't even a big credit card, and I can't remember the exact figures, guys. Maybe like $3,000, and they were saying like, okay, you rack your credit card up $3,000, and then you have like your credit card has like a minimum payment, right? And they worked out if they just paid the minimum payment, even if they put nothing else on their credit card, like just to pay it off, they did the minimum payment. It would take like, I don't know, 10 years
What?
or something ridiculous to pay off this $3,000. Yeah. And the amount of interest that you would pay over that time, it was like 4 times the amount of what the credit card was.
The minimum payment is like $10.
Yes.
I never understood the minimum payment thing.
The minimum payment is like, I don't know exactly how they calculate it, but it's like basically the smallest amount that you can pay that I think
that wouldn't hurt your credit.
I think it just covers like maybe the interest and a tiny bit more off the principal.
But it's like literally 10. Every time I see it, I'm like, what is the purpose of this minimum? That's another thing. They make it confusing.
Yeah.
Most people don't understand what minimum payment means.
Yeah.
So they think, oh, that's all I have to pay.
Yeah.
Like, so again, it's one of those things. It's the same thing with all the other things that we always talk about. It's like yes, we should probably take individual responsibility.
Of course.
But it is a lot to do with how our society is structured. So a lot of it, and also like all of these things that we are told that we need, like, we need to have a car, for example, like, and in North America, oftentimes it is the case that we need to have a car in order to drive to our workplace. So then that is another added expense. And, we need to look professional. So maybe we don't need the beat up car. We need the nice car.
Yeah.
And, we all have to have a fucking smartphone now. Like nobody has a non-smartphone anymore.
Exactly.
And smartphones are now like thousands of dollars.
Well, and this is another thing where I get, again, frustrated with some people that are like, oh my God, like I have no money.
Yet
and
they buy a new iPhone.
They have
time it comes out.
a brand new iPhone. And it's like, okay, again, I'm not saying, I'm not trying to like, if I wanted to, I could buy a new iPhone. But I don't. Yeah. I had an iPhone 8 for the longest time. You can ask Rose. She made fun of me.
4.
Exactly. I had that phone. And again, I'm not like, it's just like one way to do things. I'm not saying you have to do things like this, but like these are just little things that you can do in your life. Like, so when people are complaining to me about this stuff, I'm like, okay, like you literally like cannot afford this stuff that you have.
You need to stop.
You need to stop. You need to readjust your lifestyle and like get a smaller place. Don't have a bougie ass car. Don't get a new phone until you can afford those things. Yeah. Stop living off credit because that's not your money. That's not money you've earned, Like,
I don't get how you don't have like some. No wonder people have anxiety because they're all living under debt.
Exactly. And they said that
I would have so much anxiety.
I know. And they say that the problem, like part of the problem is like now with like things going up with inflation and stuff.
Sure.
People that were already kind of borderline, it's like even worse for them.
Oh,
so they're like, not only they were saying, I can't remember what the stat was. I think we said it in one of the podcasts, but they were saying like, people like the generation just below us,
right?
They're now on average, like I think it was like 25% of them or something, are using their credit cards
to pay off credit card.
To basically like, let's say they get paid like I don't know $3,000 a month or something. Their expenses are like $3,400 a month, and that $400 every single month is credit card.
Okay.
So they keep racking up their credit cards.
Oh my God.
To cover their living costs or their expenses.
Oh God damn.
Yeah. So it's a wild, crazy thing, guys.
But yes, partially we should take individual responsibility, but a lot of it is also societal.
But I also don't like how like it's you're forced to get credit cards.
See, that's the part where it's like, you're kind of, again, it's one of those things where it's like the whole thing with, obesity, fast food. Yeah. It's like we create all these fast food companies to spread them all over the country.
And then they're like, why are people obese?
Exactly. Oh, how come everyone's 300 pounds when we make McDonald's like basically on every block?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, come on.
And then to that exact point, then we create all these credit cards, all these credit card companies. And then we're like, why is there so much consumer debt?
Yeah. Why are people spending so much more when, they just have to pay the minimum whatever,
minimum payment,
what I mean?
Yeah.
The minimum payment thing is so fucking confusing.
It is. And also like, the concept that like literally guys, like you can have a good job. You can have a shitload of savings.
Yes.
You can have all of these things. If you want to buy a house, unless you have a credit card and have a credit score, you cannot borrow that money.
That's crazy.
This to me is a fundamental flaw of the system.
Yeah.
Because like honestly, as someone that was in this exact situation, the fact should show, like, if you're borrowing money from the bank, for example, to buy a house or whatever you need to do, because that's part of our society and the hamster wheel we're all in. And it's like, if you have history in the bank showing every month you're saving, every month you're paying your rent, every month, but you happen to be doing it with your debit card, living within your means, you're not using a credit card, which is fine. Like, you shouldn't have to use a fucking credit card. And yet you go to the bank and they'll say, ooh, actually, you know what? You have no credit. We can't loan you this money.
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
Yeah, that's
like,
crazy.
no, you have to.
Even though you've been paying rent.
Exactly. Get a credit card and show us that you can make those payments. It's like, you can see in my account,
Yeah.
I've already been making monthly payments on everything. Like, this is crazy, guys.
Yeah.
Honestly, it does like.
It is crazy. They force you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no, it's like, there's no middle ground, it seems. And I'm like, yeah, okay, you could get like a prepaid credit card and whatever else. But like, I don't think those have as much impact on your credit score anyway.
I don't think you get anything on those.
Yeah, I don't think you do actually either. I think it's just like, it's kind of like
that's just money. It's just cash card.
Like a Wealth Simple card.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, like, this is the thing. Like, yeah, it just really irks me that that's what society's like. And that's why, again, we create these system where it's like people that have a good job, good savings, all this good things, tick, 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 perfectly should qualify for a house and won't. So we're almost building this society, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh my God, why does everyone have so much consumer debt? This is a problem. It's like, well, then don't give somebody that's earning a low income a $10,000 credit card.
Yep.
Why would you do that?
Yep.
It's crazy.
I know.
They've started, I think I saw this thing. I don't know if it was an ad or something, but they were saying like holidays now.
Yeah.
You can like I can't remember if you go on the holiday or like before the holiday, but you can like pay it in chunks instead of just paying it all up front. But there's, I think there's like interest involved.
It's like pay, like, you mean for presents and stuff?
No. For like holidays, like going for holidays.
Oh, going for like a trip.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Where,
You can do like, they have payment plans for everything nowadays. Even if you buy like a couch, they have a payment plan.
But like, it has interest and stuff in it as well.
Yeah, probably.
And I think you like, so basically what you're saying is anybody can go on a holiday now, even if they don't have the money for it.
Yep.
And then then they come back, or they, even before they started to pay this holiday off.
Yep.
And they're like, fuck, I don't have the money for it. And it's like, well, you shouldn't have gone in the first place.
Yep. I know.
And it just gets worse and worse and worse.
I know. It's like, listen, if you can't say, listen, but it also sucks though, because I don't know, maybe they want to go on holiday.
Yeah,
but maybe they shouldn't. I don't know.
No, but this is the thing. This is the thing. Like, guys, I don't think
I feel bad.
I know. I don't want to deny somebody. Just say, hey, don't go on a holiday, right? Like,
but if you don't have, like, let's say it's like $1,000 to do an all inclusive.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have $1,000 right now to do an all inclusive, save that money. And then go on the holiday.
This is
what makes you think you're going to have that money later?
Exactly. But this is what I mean.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with, planning a holiday, and even people, and then it's like, this is what I mean. We need to be owners of our own destiny, right? In a sense that, like, if I was on a much lower paying job, and, you were like, Daniel, let's go to Cancun next year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, let's see what I can do. Right.
Yeah.
And then I would plan. And then if in my current job, if I wasn't unable to save enough, then, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll work Friday nights or Saturday nights somewhere just until the holiday to get that money, and then go on my holiday.
Yeah.
I'm not going to like pay for it with nothing like that. I don't have, like, rack it up on a credit card, rack it up on something else, and then be stuck and be like, shit, I shouldn't have done this holiday. Because I think that we as a society are like, oh, everyone's entitled to a holiday, which I'm not saying that they're not, but we still have to work for that. You know what I mean? We still have to like save or do something for it. You shouldn't just rack it up with money that's not yours.
That's what people do.
I know.
They put it on the credit card.
Everything on the credit card.
Put it on the Amex.
I put everything on my credit card. So.
I mean, I push it on my credit card, but I pay it back, bitch.
I know.
Oh, anyway, that was a tangent and a half.
That was a tangent and a half.
God damn, did we even do it enough? Am I the asshole?
I think we did, guys.
Yeah,
God
so on that positive note, guys, remember, if you have a credit card, pay it off in full, okay?
Exactly. That's that. We're not constituting financial advice here, guys. Otherwise, we'll have to have some other disclaimers on here. But best practice,
pay off your credit cards.
Exactly, because those point systems, again, just to go like on a slight, not tangent, but the point systems are only beneficial if you pay off your credit card.
Yes.
Because otherwise the points that you earn is way less than what the interest that they charge. So if you ever pay interest, you've negated your points.
Right, getting the points.
Exactly.
Okay, another random like rant. So there's this like TikTok I saw, and this like I don't know, this influencer did some kind of, she went on some kind of first class, you know, those like really bougie first class flights where basically you get like a shower, you get like a room, like have you not seen these? It's insane. Yeah, you get like a full size bed, like you get like a shower.
For a long haul, that would be so nice.
But it's a little overkill.
It is. I just want to be able to lay down.
Calm the fuck down. Yeah, like literally, like fucking sit down. Okay, yeah. There's people that are starving. Okay,
no, it's true.
Anyway, it's like it's probably $10,000 or something crazy. I don't know how much it is. It has to be so much.
Oh yeah,
because even just regular first class is so expensive.
Usually it's
right?
like because like for like a $500 flight, if you go first class, it's like I don't know $3,000.
Oh, like maybe not $3,000.
Yeah,
is it that much?
I think
don't know.
Let's look it up.
It's not that much. It's not that much. Okay, well let's do a little.
Yeah, look up a first.
How do I do this?
Okay, look up.
Clearly, I'm only on economy.
Yeah, we're economy travelers, guys.
Wait, hold on.
No,
let's go on Air Canada.
Yeah, and go first class to London. See what it would cost. So London, last time I went to London, I paid $900 return.
Well, I'll compare the first class to the regular flight. That would be the better.
As it is right now.
Yes,
yeah.
You can't. Yeah, hold on one second. So let's see.
I wonder if there must be like an option to do like first class travel.
I think no. When you again, we're so economy. We
don't even know. I'm like I don't even know. I've never booked first class before. I don't even know.
You look for it, and then it'll tell you the options that you can book.
Okay. So why don't you say you're gonna go? Yeah.
Here,
pick a date.
We're going next week. Yeah. Okay, London. Okay.
Fun. I'll
just one way. Let's see.
Okay.
So okay, guess. So I'll tell you what the economy price is.
Okay.
The economy price is $531.
And that's one way, right?
That is one way.
Okay, that sounds about right.
So tell me how much business class is. It's not even first class. Is that the same? Sometimes it's the same thing.
No, I think there should be one for first class as well. Because business class usually doesn't have the reclining seats, I don't think. Actually, I don't know.
This isn't giving me options for well, they have premium economy, which I don't really understand what that means. Which I don't like. I'm sorry. Anyway, and then they have business class. Those are the two options.
Okay, so let's just say we have the regular flight is $500.
Yeah.
How much is business class? Is it like I don't know, $2,000?
More.
No. Oh well, I say is it?
You said $3,000.
Is it more than $3,000?
It's more than $3,000.
Is it $5,000?
More.
Is it $7,000?
It's $6,560 US.
And there's a reason, guys, why I don't fly business class.
That's the thing. It's so expensive.
That's insane.
It's insanity.
Because like the same flight is $500 if you go economy.
That's the thing. This is Air Canada.
Yeah.
It's not even that great. Let me just tell you. Okay.
I'm in shock.
It's crazy.
So imagine if there was a plane that had first class and business class. Imagine
That's the thing. I want to know
how much the first class would be.
Hold on.
It will be outrageously expensive.
I gotta know this, guys. This is like research.
Are you shocked about the business class?
I can't believe it's that expensive. Hold on. I'm gonna do AITA Airlines.
Hang on, let's think. 5. So what is that like?
It's like more than 10 times the amount. That's crazy.
More than 10 times.
More than 10 times.
So you could do 10 flights. More than 10 flights. You could do 10, 11, 12, 13 flights.
Yep.
For the price of one business class.
That's what I'm saying.
But you know what? Usually, I think part of the reason why they're more expensive
is for business.
And if so, for example, even my company, if I fly, I can't remember what our cutoff is, but usually if it's over a certain number of hours, they have to give you business class.
Right.
So I think that's why.
And they probably get some kind of business.
They'd get a corporate rate.
Like, exactly. So I feel like that's the thing. Most people that travel for business, they put it on the company card. Yeah. And it's probably a little bit cheaper. Yeah. And companies, apparently, they're just swimming in cash.
Yeah, apparently. Fucking hell, that's crazy.
It's so fucking crazy. Let me see. Okay, I'm on AITA Airlines. Okay. Seattle to Seoul.
Let's see it. Oh, it's getting exotic now.
No, it's because I used to... because AITA, they don't fly from here, I think. Hold on one second.
Yeah, there's no like direct. Calgary's like doesn't have. But did you hear that they're making Calgary like some kind of international hub or something?
Thank God. Can they? Our airport's so much better than Vancouver.
Oh my God, I know. Like really, it is.
Vancouver airport sucks. I'm sorry.
It does.
It's like the worst airport.
And honestly, there's not. Honestly, the food selection and stuff in that airport.
Oh my, it's so horrendous. I literally got a smoothie. You know it's bad when I get a smoothie.
Every time I go to Vancouver, guys, and actually I've been quite a lot this year. Yeah. More so than I ever have.
Yeah.
And I went to Vancouver, and I just remember being in the airport like lobby area to come back, or like the waiting area before I flew back to Calgary. Yeah. And it's the same. I think we've been in there before too. And it's like they have like Burger King.
Oh my God, they have like nothing.
And there's a Starbucks. But like in terms of like food and stuff, there's like barely anything for vegans. There's not even a big selection of like different food places.
There's nothing.
I was like,
It's so bad.
They had some like kind of like cafeteria thing that had like some dry ass looking sandwiches.
Oh my God, it's so bad.
I was like,
I think I
what?
paid like $20 for like the shitty vegan sushi.
I know. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, Vancouver's like an international city. Like you would think that their airport would be a little bit
And
better.
the airport is like a hub. It's a hub.
It's a huge hub because loads of flights go out to Asia, like loads of flights like everywhere. Like, I don't know. It was very shocking. I just remember being like, it reminded me of, I had a layover once in the airport in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
I was there. Had a layover there for 4 hours, guys.
Oh my God, please kill me.
And that airport is the tiniest airport. Like I was like, there was like 2 things there, 2 like little restaurant things. I was like,
but at least it's Winnipeg, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
No offense to anyone that's Winnipeg.
From Winnipeg. Okay. Do you
so
have the rates?
Seattle to Seoul.
Yep. First class.
Well, apparently they don't have first class. It's only business class.
Guys, is business class or first class the same thing?
No, it's not, because I searched up. I was trying to look up business class, or I was trying to look up first class, but it won't let me select it. So maybe this flight doesn't have. I don't know.
Or maybe
but it's a similar
maybe
cost.
now they've made it so that only people that like have certain credit cards can even access first class. Oh my
God. Yeah, we're just not even in the.
We're not exclusive enough. We don't have the metal.
That was also similar, $6,000 something for business class, not even first class, bitch.
Yep.
So first class probably like 10,000.
Yeah.
Easily.
Anyways,
why were we talking about this?
Anyway, we were just going off on one, guys. We really hope that you guys enjoyed.
Clearly, we live a frugal life.
We do, yeah. And I think more people, like, you need to live within your means. And, you know, if you can't afford a business class flight,
don't book a business class flight.
Yes. Don't be like, oh, my credit card has a 10 grand limit and I want to be bougie as fuck today. Yeah. I'm going to book a 6 grand flight. Like, do not.
Sit in that economy like everyone else, bitch. You ain't better than nobody else.
You'll be in good company. Because we'd be there.
Exactly. And on that positive note, we are going to leave you here. Yes. And we are going to talk to you guys next week.
We are, yes. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll do
another one.
Exactly. We got lots of good feedback on Am I the Asshole? So another one coming your way, guys. While, you know, these are coming out while Rose be in Korea.
Yeah.
So
oh my God. Not flying first class.
No, she'll be all over the world.
I'll be on that economy flight.
You will be. Yes, you will. And maybe you'll see her if you're flying to
Are you
Korea.
an aisle or a window?
I prefer window.
See, I used to be a window, but then I realized my bladder is too small.
Well, you know, they do say as you get older, you have less control of your bladder. So I can see that. I can see that journey for you, Rose.
Guys, are you letting him get away with this? Anyways, guys, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're watching this on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on whatever podcast platform. Yep. Make sure you join our Patreon page in order to get the bonus episodes, ad-free content, and what else?
Exclusive episodes, ad-free content, everything. You get content a week before everyone else. You get access to like a little community in there.
Yeah. So make sure you join, and that's pretty much it.
That's it, guys.
We'll talk to you guys next week.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.